Hi, my name is Jessie, and this is Yessie, and we wanted to thank you all for coming out and listening to our presentation on Inter. Just to kind of start out, I want to talk about a little bit how innovation is everywhere. In your everyday life, you're going to see how, you look at the cell phone and how it's just progressed into something so much more technologically advanced. A quote from Bill Gates is, "Never before in history has innovation offered promise of so much to so many in so short a time." Innovation can be anything from an improvement on an already existing product, or just something small, a completely new product, or just like I said, an improvement. The 10 driving forces of innovation is improving quality on a product, the creation of new markets, extension of the product range, reduced labor costs, improving the production process, reduced materials, just pretty much it's just finding ways to make an already existing product or create a new product better and more convenient. Some major role models of innovation, we're going to start way back when with Thomas Edison. He saw, the main thing about him is that he recognized that there was a market for light. We had candles, we had daylight, but he took that and expanded on it and created the iridescent light bulb. So he's just a really great example of taking innovation and making something that's convenient that you're going to use in your everyday life. A company that is extremely innovative is Apple. They're ranked #1 for innovative companies in America. They innovate in 3 different industries: computers, music, and movies, which would be examples like the Mac, the iPod, and Pixar. Another innovative company would be Nike. They took a huge risk by endorsing a rookie NBA player, Michael Jordan, and that has just become a huge industry in and of itself. Next, we're going to kind of look at a failure to innovate and what goes wrong when you don't choose that. We live in a constantly changing and growing world. Businesses are improving on technology, being environmentally friendly, and just following the routine of everyday things just really isn't enough to be extremely successful. While success is obviously the goal of businesses, failure does happen extremely often, and innovation does require some degree of failure, but forgetting to innovate is going to result in failure just because, like I said, the routine things that are already here aren't enough anymore to be successful. One major example that I love of taking failure and innovating off of that would be with 3M and Post-it notes. What happened with that is that they had kind of like a failure product, like a fluke. They had this glue that was, sticky, but it wasn't really enough to hold anything. So one of their marketers came up with this idea of Post-it notes, and it got rejected and rejected. And finally, they decided to market it. And if you look around, Post-it notes are everywhere. Everyone uses them. They're extremely helpful and convenient. And that's just a really good example. Another good example would be New Coke. What that is Coke decided to come out with kind of like a mix between Pepsi and Coke, have a sweeter thing, and pretty much take Pepsi out of the market altogether. And it failed horribly. But the important thing about that is that they learned from their failure, and people came back and realized, how much they put into like their traditional Coke and how important it was, and that ultimately helped them grow. Innovation's importance in life. A quote from Dennis Waitley is, "You have all the reason in the world to achieve your grandest dreams. Imagination plus innovation equals realization." You're going to take a good idea, but you need to expand off of it. You need to innovate. The inner modules really helped us as a group to be creative and open-minded and think outside of the box. One activity in it was the outcomes validation keys to wiki. I like this because it's a website that we all use really often, but it's interesting to know that you have the resources to investigate these things and make sure that they're valid and that you can really look into it. Another really good innovation we thought was the 100-calorie packs. You know, it's smart snacking, but it's still the food you want. That's a product that already existed, but they took it and they innovated so that it would be a better, more convenient product. Innovation's importance at school. Inner has been huge for me as far as education goes, because, you know, you have your assignments and everything, but if you can take, you know, like the requirements of that and then you can expand off of it and make it your own, it really is going to help you to be successful. Innovation is a key to creative, unique, communicable, and personal piece of work, which is really going to take you a lot further. The Inner website gives students not only the definition and the concepts, but it also helps understanding. Communication is the transmitting and receiving of information. So if you're teaching someone something and they're not really understanding and learning, then effective communication hasn't taken place. And that's the really cool thing about Inner, is that it allows you to get the concepts, but also do the activities, put it into practice, and make sure that you have a good understanding of it that you can put into practical use.
One of the most important skills that an entrepreneur and employee can possess is innovation. Innovation is a skill that allows you to take something already being used and change it for the better, or come up with a completely original innovation that has the potential to change the way people do things. Leadership is a great innovation because that is being used in the workplace today. According to the leadership module of the Outcomes Context on the Inter website, leadership is described as the process of influencing others to achieve an objective, and also goes as far to say that it's also about directing them in a way that makes the concept or idea more cohesive, coherent, applicable, profitable, and acceptable by the public. Thus being said, leadership drives innovation. A skill that sometimes works effectively together with leadership is teamwork, which is a very essential part of the innovation process. Very little innovation is done in isolation, so it's fair to say that the potential for great ideas and for greater progress is much higher in teams. A good team player will be proficient in many skills, such as communication, persuasion, and participation, which are all not only key ingredients of success, they are also the skills that are delved into within the Inter website. Another crucial skill of innovation to possess at work is situational awareness and emotional intelligence. At some point during the duration of your job, you will encounter outside factors which will provoke a response. These outside factors, which can be other people or your surroundings, create a response that can be physical or emotional. How you react to these outside factors is called situational awareness. As an employee or an employer, it is important to possess situational awareness as a skill, because you will undoubtedly come into a situation that has factors that will provoke a certain response from you. How you respond to these factors can make or break your business. So this is where emotional intelligence comes into play. A true innovator at the workplace will have the ability to recognize, name, and direct their feelings and use them in a positive way. According to Inter, it is for this reason that many businesses feel that having a high EQ is more important than having a high IQ. Imagination is one of the most important tools that an entrepreneur can have at their disposal. The free flow of actions and ideas allows them to invent, experiment, and make believe things are true. They should not be concerned with looking foolish or making mistakes, because when people feel comfortable enough to risk their reputation and break the rules, they have the freedom necessary to explore out-of-the-box possibilities. An entrepreneur must also be able to draw on their past experiences in order to help them become more innovative. Their past strengths can help them to create something entirely new and forge a new career path. A lack of experience may also be beneficial in certain areas by allowing them to approach a situation with no preconceived notions. Motivation is the driving force behind most successful entrepreneurs. They must have the ability to stay motivated throughout the process of innovating and building their career. A successful entrepreneur must also have the ability for self-reflection and analysis, as it is an opportunity to do the what-if type of questioning, to reflect upon what might happen in their future. It's also an opportunity to think broadly and creatively. Inter is an incredible tool that helps develop essential basic skills to not only help one succeed further in their career, but also to succeed and further themselves in life. Ultimately, the skills allow the individual to open up their mind to innovation, which involves the individual to think abstractly in order to develop concepts that the average person would not be able to come up with. This is what essentially leads us as human beings to success. Being able to establish solutions to needs that have yet to be fulfilled is the main objective of an innovator, and Inter allows the individual to expand their knowledge as well as improve proficiency and efficiency. The innovative student will not only be able to use these traits towards their career advancement, but also in their personal lives. Inter is not geared towards one specific market, but rather several: business people, businesses, college students, high school students, and those just looking to simply develop skills to help them advance in their careers. Though Inter will be beneficial for all of these markets, it will mainly be geared towards business people and businesses, as this was the basis for its creation. In order to market Inter to these different markets, a variety of advertising styles must be implemented in order to properly promote the site. In order to reach businesses and business people, Inter will do a lot of online advertising through business community websites such as business blogs, forums, networking, even through the Small Business Administration. And in order to reach high school and college level, we believe that it should integrate programs with schools in order to offer programs as a course of innovation. At this level, Inter will not be geared towards those just interested in business, but rather for anyone who is interested in obtaining the skills that the course will provide. And for those that are interested in simply obtaining the skills to expand in their career, Inter will offer its program through businesses who find it beneficial for their employees, working as a two-way street. Not only does the employee get to acquire the skills, but the business itself gets to use those skills that the employee is acquiring to their benefit. For those businesses that do not carry Inter, will choose not to, the individual can learn about the program on career search sites such as Monster.com, CareerSearch.com, JobBuilder.com, among many others. And we feel that this is very important because somebody can go out on their own as they're searching for a new career or trying to find a new path. They have access to that on their own and don't have to go through a business or don't have to go through a school or go through an innovation course in order to do it. They can simply just work on and develop the basic skills that they feel that are essential to them. And offering these, Inter will be used as a stepping stone to help prepare themselves for the, new positions and in order to help them prepare a new way for their life. So that is our presentation. Thank you for your time. If you have any questions, you can ask at this time.